But have you always been into this music, or was it a certain period that you, the more personal?
Yeah, I don't know actually. You know, it's weird. I kind of I came to music sort of, it was always a personal thing for me. It wasn't something that I strove or thought that I would do really in a public way. So I think I've probably always felt that connection with it, that, you know, I've never really thought of it as sort of entertainment or sort of background. It's always something that I feel that I have a very sort of solitary and personal relationship with. So yeah, I've probably always been more attracted to sort of songwriting that kind of attempts to make that connection, I guess.
Let's focus on your new album. It's been, well, 3 years. I think it was released in a limited edition in 2009.
2009, well, end of 2009, yeah. It wasn't really released. What happened was I had it done and I was going on tour in America, and I felt that if I went out on the road without some new music, there'd be hell to pay. So we quickly just printed some up. We printed up a few thousand and did a hand stamp thing. But yeah, that was back in 2009. It's taken a while to figure out who's going to put it out, and which is always a little frustrating because it feels like the music is ready. But it's worked out pretty well, you know. It's like we found this amazing, or rather they found me, this amazing label out of Berlin, you know, that feels really like a great way to go about putting the music out here. And yeah.
Towards the Sun.
Yeah.
Well, the first album was called Time Without Consequence, now Towards the Sun.
Mm-hmm.
If you compare those two albums, what is for you, well, the biggest difference?
Obviously, Time Without Consequence was my first record. I got obsessively into it in the studio. It was a huge undertaking for me. It was my first time in a recording studio. I was determined to not do it with a label. I didn't have a producer, so I produced it myself. I was out in Los Angeles. You know, we went into a proper studio, and it took a really long time. It was a laborious process, and also obviously documenting songs that had been written over a longer period of time. So it feels like, while I stand behind that effort still, it definitely feels like my first sort of document that takes me back almost to the beginning. Whereas this was done very, very quickly, almost by accident in one night. I recorded, I went into a little studio in Vancouver and just fired up a tape machine, and we recorded the songs, just guitar and vocal, in about 6 hours, because I wanted to get them down. They feel a lot more, I guess, they just feel a lot more current to me. They're more cohesive as a group of songs because they were all written in a short period of time, in a single winter while I was in Scotland, where I spend most of my time now. And so there's something very straightforward that happened there. It was almost like I just documented the songs, and then I opened up the tape a few months later in a little studio in Brooklyn and just added some elements over a couple of weeks, and it was done. I wasn't planning on making a record. So there's something that feels maybe more just straightforward and less labored, more direct, and definitely more personal to me, you know, about this music. I mean, I'm actually very excited that people seem to be responding to it, because it's definitely dark and it's quiet, and in an age where it seems like you have to make a lot of noise and a lot of gestures to sort of grab people's attention. I definitely, you know, I had no expectation that anybody would hear this, you know, little thing kind of out in the middle of that, but people seem to be hearing it in their own way. So, so yeah, I'm excited about it.